Welcome back to CBS Mornings, where we are talking about yet another Republican getting a little bit closer to running for president. South Carolina Senator Tim Scott, you've seen him on the show. Well, he launched an exploratory committee yesterday, drawing contrast between himself and the leading GOP contender, you may have heard of him, Donald Trump. Scott gave his first network interview as a potential candidate to CBS News. We're happy about that. And Caitlin Huey-Burns spoke with the senator in Iowa after his announcement.
I'm announcing my exploratory committee for president of the United States.
For weeks, Senator Tim Scott has been on a tour of key political states. Now he's betting in the race for the Republican presidential nomination, optimism wins over outrage, even as Donald Trump leads the field.
I see that America is starving for positive, optimistic leadership. If we can unite this country around the solutions, focusing more on those solutions than anything else, it's my only path forward. And it's the one I've chosen.
Is your candidacy a sign that the Republican Party needs new leadership?
Well, I hope that the nation wants new leadership. I happen to be a conservative because it actually works. It's one of the reasons why I went from a poor kid mired in poverty and a single-parent household to a person who was able to start my own business and then run for Congress.
His announcement stands in stark contrast to the former president's message.
Our country is going to hell.
But Scott isn't willing to criticize Trump directly or by name.
I'm not focused on politicians. I'll be honest with you. What I've heard from the American people is that they want us to focus on them, not on each other.
If Donald Trump is the nominee for the Republican Party, would you support him?
I plan on being the nominee. Obviously, I have an exploratory committee moving forward.
But if Trump is the nominee, would you support him?
Obviously, I'm looking forward to being the nominee.
In that quest for the nomination, Scott would be joining fellow South Carolinian Nikki Haley, who also spent Wednesday in Iowa. Scott is the Senate's only black Republican and has put an emphasis on faith and conservative values.
I am certainly 100% pro-life, without any question. I've been very, very clear about that, very consistent about that. I do think we spend not enough time understanding how far the far left has gone on the issue of abortion.
If you were president, would you advocate for federal limits?
Yeah. So once again, I'm 100% pro-life, and I do believe
yes.
that. No, that's not what I said. I do believe that we should have a robust conversation about what's happening on a very important topic.
Scott says his personal story sets him apart from the rest of the GOP field. His mother's sacrifices center to a likely campaign.
So when you told your mom
Yes.
that you were going to make this decision,
Yeah.
what did she say?
I think she kind of cried, honestly.
Yeah?
I think it's, wow, I can emotional myself. It's amazing to have such a miserable beginning and then have a chance to continue to represent not only your country, but your family. And her sacrifice, she's my real American hero.
For CBS Mornings, Caitlin Huey-Burns, Cedar Rapids, Iowa.
Well, he does have a great personal backstory. There's no question about that. And I think when he says what this country wants is positive, optimistic leadership, I think people on both sides.
He's not wrong about that, and he's got a compelling story.
Yeah, he's calling it an exploratory committee, but he just said, I plan to be the nominee.
Yeah, right.
So I think the exploration's done.
I do too.